Добрый всем вечер! Сегодня мы пробуем кое-что новенькое, а именно детектив. Нам предстоит поиграть в игру LeClue Детектив. Присаживайтесь поудобней, наливайте кофеечек, ибо нас ждут загадки. Много-много загадок. С самого начала заставляют нас выбирать. И погодка за окном прямо шепчет: сиди дома и не высовывайся. Вопрос такой: меня нормально слышно или не очень? Блин, как же этот визуальный стиль мне заходит.
What? Who? Oh, I must have dozed off. Perhaps we need a spot of tea to wake us up. What do you say, Rufus? Yes, quite right. Better get back to work. This book won't write itself. Maybe I should start somewhere easier. I'll come back to the prologue later. The sun rose over another perfect day in picturesque Arthurton.
Вы, видимо, решили немножечко посидеть, почилить. Ну, может, вы что-нибудь скажете про игру, товарищи?
It had a main street with all the essentials, including a place to sip coffee. It had schools, a college, a church, and a police station. It even had a museum no one ever visited. It was the kind of place you might find anywhere on your travels. Typical, maybe even forgettable. But there was one thing in Arthurton that was unlike any other town in the whole world. Actually, it was a girl. Her name was Jenny LeClue, and she was the world's greatest detective. Finkelstein residence. Oh, hello, Glenda. Yes, he said he might ring. Okay, patch me through then.
Я бы назвал этот стрим сказкой на ночь.
Yes, I got it. I did, and my answer is no. I understand that, but... Well, yes, of course, but... No. Nothing is settled. I'm not going to do it. It goes against everything my books stand for. No, not yet, but... If I could just... Please, listen to what I'm saying.
О, старые добрые печатные машинки. Дорогой Артур, надеюсь, все хорошо. Боюсь, у меня плохие новости, старина. Я не знаю, как лучше сообщить, поэтому просто вложил в письмо цифры продаж последней книги. Сегодня юным читателям хочется больше загадок и опасностей. Приключения Дженни становятся все более несмелыми и однообразными. Вы теряете аудиторию. Но есть и хорошая новость. Магазины уже не смогут отменить заказы на следующую книгу. Так что мы даем вам последний шанс. Посмотрим, сможете ли вы вдохнуть жизнь в нашу давнюю знакомую. Мы хотим от вас историю с загадочными убийствами. Добавьте парочку смертей и драматизма. В общем, если вы не справитесь, боюсь, что эта книга будет называться «Дженни и последнее ура». Я не убийца. К другим приятным новостям. Кто-то из нашей газеты наконец-то написал рецензию на вашу последнюю книгу. Рецензия на Дженни LeClue и пропавший бутерброд с вареньем. 38-я, надеюсь, последняя книга в серии, которая далека от поры своего расцвета. Полюбившаяся детям всего мира героиня загадочных историй Дженни LeClue превратилась в посредственность. Это, без сомнения, самое отвратительное и дурно пахнущее произведение, написанное для детей, у которых по-настоящему любящие родители. Определенно, это одна из самых дрянных историй, написанных с прицелом на детский ум. Автору Артуру Финкельштейну отказало воображение, он и пальцем о палец не ударил, чтобы продемонстрировать заинтересованность и мастерство, присущие его более ранним работам. Может, он просто решил подзаработать? Кто знает. В любом случае, эта книга – пустая трата времени. Думаю, это может в некоторой степени возмутить, но мы должны идти в ногу со временем. Почему бы не добавить одно, может два убийства? Немножко настоящей трагедии. Может быть, у вас осталась одна великая история. Я позвоню вам позже обсудить это. Жаль, что так получилось. Но не унывайте. Ага. Ричард Инквелл. По скрипту. Сыграем в сквош на следующей неделе. Теперь-то у нас будет время поработать на броском сзади. Что, полтергейст какой-то? А у него довольно много поклонников.
You don't understand what you're asking for. You want me to turn Jenny's world upside down? Kill off my characters and destroy everything I've built over the last 30 years? Fine. I'll give you what you want. But I warn you, I'm a stream of consciousness writer, and you have unleashed my fury. Good day, sir. Boring? Predictable? Pah! Well, if it's murder they want, it's murder they'll get.
Хотите убийства? Вы его получите. Пальцы ярости работают на полную. Хорошо, Ростик. Евгений, а вы присутствуете на стриме?
And nothing would ever be the same again. To begin with, Jenny LeClue was dead. Her skin was pale, her eyes glassy and frozen. What cruel fate had befallen our beloved detective?
No, no, no! Never move the victim!
Mrs. LeClue, she's doing it again.
Jenny LeClue, you are a dead body. Dead bodies don't talk.
Учит тупых учеников, ужасный повар и отличная мать.
But he's doing it wrong! As wonderful as it would be if all cadavers were so talkative, we must deduce the cause of death without their help. With only the evidence laid before us, we build a picture from the fragments left behind. We collect clues, interpret the data, and solve our puzzle one piece at a time, until it feels as if the victim is speaking to us. But Jenny is right, Jonathan. You mustn't disturb the crime scene. Vital evidence could be lost.
Sorry, Mrs. LeClue.
Okay, you've all had a chance to study the body? Who can postulate how she met her demise?
Ooh, me! I think it was an accident.
Yeah, she obviously wasn't looking where she was going
So she slipped on the wet floor,
and cracked her head open. Like an egg.
and then she bled to death.
Really? How can you tell?
Well, there's a giant pool of blood around her head.
Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Actually, you're both wrong.
What?
It was cold-blooded murder.
Murder?
Don't be ridiculous.
Where's the murder weapon?
There's no evidence anyone else was even here.
Oh yes, there is. It was murder. And I can prove it.
Jenny had read all the books. She'd absorbed all her mother's teachings. But there was nothing quite like getting your hands dirty.
How many people get the chance to solve their own murder?
The first step in any good deduction was collecting evidence. Seemingly insignificant details could provide a vital piece of the puzzle.
First, I'll search the crime scene for clues.
Then she'd analyze the data. And finally,
Deduce the real cause of death. The victim has a green smudge on her lips. It's not lipstick. There's no doubt the victim lost a lot of blood.
Without her trusty bifocals, Jenny couldn't see the nose in front of her face. They were her window to the world and the lens through which she focused her keen detective vision.
What a waste of perfectly good coffee.
Jenny's love for coffee was almost as strong as her passion for crime solving.
Chalky green residue on the rim. Smells like burnt matches. Approximately 8 sizes too big and covered in mud. The floor is wet and slippery, but also immaculately clean.
Jenny's blue sweater was scruffy and quite uncomfortable, but her grandmother had knitted it, and so it was her favorite. The more it itched, the closer she felt to her. It wasn't Jenny's style to wear accessories, but this hair clip was the exception. Its function as a lockpick had saved Jenny from a long night trapped in her school locker. She'd worn it ever since.
I've seen enough. Time to wrap this case up.
Jenny was a meticulous record keeper, noting every relevant clue in her trusty journal. A great detective knew that solving a mystery was simply a matter of connecting the dots.
I'm certain this wasn't a mere accident. Now I just need to prove it. How do I know the victim didn't slip? The victim's boots are filthy. They should have left big muddy footprints on the floor. So where are they? Either someone washed away her footprints, or she was carried here.
Все официально, мы
Okay, that proves she didn't
детективы.
slip. So how did she actually die? What was the real cause of death? There's a green residue in the bottom of the victim's coffee cup. It smells of burnt matches. Phosphorus. Also found in common garden fertilizer. The same green mark is on the victim's lips. Her coffee was spiked with fertilizer. Someone clearly wanted her dead. Ah, the case of the dead lab assistant. Gone before her time. Was it poison? Yes. A blow to the head? Yes. An accident? Certainly not. No footprints in an unshattered mug? She was killed somewhere else and carried here. This is the story of a scorned ex-lover.
Jenny?
The gardener enacting his revenge.
Jenny!
A deadly brew of fertilizer and caffeine coursing through the veins.
That's quite enough, thank you.
What happens to the gardener?
Is this gonna be on the test?
Remember, class, even the smartest criminals make mistakes. This is how we catch a killer.
But what's the point of all this?
Yeah, there hasn't been a murder in Arthurton in years.
Every town has a dark side, even Arthurton. By doubting, we are led to question. And by questioning, we arrive at the truth. Okay, that's all for
Красивая
today.
цитата.
Don't forget, next class is our field trip to the morgue. So have a light lunch.
А вот это
Students
уже не
need to think
самое
for
кайфовое
themselves, Jenny.
в морге.
That's why they're here at Gumboldt. To learn.
I just figured we all had places to go. Speaking of which,
And where are you off to, young lady?
I'm a dead body mom, remember? Dead bodies don't tell. See ya.
Wait,
Переиграла
before
и
you go,
уничтожила.
I have something for you.
Cool. What is it?
If I told you, that would spoil the fun, wouldn't it?
The LeClues didn't simply hand each other presents, they hid them. It was a family tradition, and Jenny had developed a sixth sense for finding them. With her trusty magnifying glass at her side, nothing eluded her.
A new journal!
To Jenny, there was nothing better than the aroma of a fresh leather notebook. It smelled like mystery. Without missing a beat, she did what any detective worth their salt would do. She decorated it. A new journal meant new adventures. She imagined all the thrilling cases that would soon fill its pages. And on the first page, her mother had written an inscription.
A great detective never gives up. Love, Mom.
Вот даже так оставим.
I love it. Thanks, Mom.
Jenny, I wanted to talk about, to say,
Somewhere in the back of Jenny's highly caffeinated brain, an alarm bell was ringing. Her mum was hesitating. What could be causing her to act so out of character?
Crossed arms. Furrowed brow.
Jenny saw it coming from a mile away. Her mother was about to get
Emotional. I've really gotta go.
no, Jenny, wait. I need your help.
What? Really?
Jenny couldn't believe her ears. It was extremely unusual for her mother to ask for help. It must be something very important. Tracing the steps of a deranged killer? A cold case that only someone with Jenny's expertise could solve?
I've misplaced the students' essays on decapitation. See if you can find them for me before you leave. I have to run.
Зашибись.
Wow.
Эссе по
Case of the
обезглавливанию.
misplaced papers. Are you sure you want to trust me with such a complex task?
I have no doubt you'll be able to find them. They're around here somewhere.
Jenny was unsure if her mother was unable to detect sarcasm or just really good at ignoring it.
Okay, Mom. I'll find them before I leave. On one condition.
Yes?
You have to let me help grade them.
One of Jenny's favorite pastimes was grading papers.
О,
Nothing
RX
pleased her more than
580
giving a
поставил.
big shiny
Привет, Рама.
F to an overconfident student.
Don't push your luck.
Please.
А ты ее поставил на сколько ГБ?
Okay.
Yes.
Find the papers and go straight home.
But I'm meeting Keith tonight.
No buts, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm still feeling the effects of being poisoned for your class.
Well then, I have the perfect antidote. You're staying with your cousin this weekend, and you still need to pack.
This again. Look, I've considered your offer, Mom, and I'm going to have to decline. I'm old enough to take care of myself.
I'll be back late tonight. There's meatloaf in the fridge.
Late again? What are you up to?
Jenny LeClue, it's been a difficult week. Could you please just do what you're told for once and stop asking questions?
Fine.
And try to stay out of trouble.
When do I ever get into trouble? All right, let's find these papers and get out of here. Looking rather trim today, Ethan. New diet? What's the matter? Lost your funny bone?
Не хватает только, чтобы у него челюсть отвалилась.
Becoming a great detective took more than book smarts. You needed real-life experience. And Jenny was always on the lookout for a chance to get her hands dirty.
Стоп, а что тут снизу?
It's one of the students' term papers. You can tell by the terrible handwriting and erroneous conclusions. Mom must have put them behind the chalkboard. Please do not touch. Someone must be running an experiment. Gross. Pretty soon it's gonna sprout legs.
One of Jenny's earliest memories was making raspberry jam with her mom.
It's the perfect substitute for blood in class demonstrations. And better tasting than the pig's blood the textbook recommends. Found you. Time to get out of here.
Jenny looked around the room one last time. Was she ready to leave? Okay, so she wasn't really dead. That would be silly. No, Jenny was alive and well and ready for another perfect day in Arthurton.
What the? What a mess. I should investigate.
Jenny had an instinct for sorting treasure from trash. To the untrained eye, this was just a discarded piece of an old postcard. But to Jenny, it was a mystery waiting to be solved.
I should keep my eyes open for any other pieces.
The notice board was awash with flyers, personal ads, and the occasional piece of gum.
I'm amazed anyone can find anything on here.
Fortunately, Jenny had a useful trick to use in a situation like this.
Mom always says, a great detective eliminates the noise. Focus on the details, and you'll find clarity in the chaos. I wonder if anyone else reads this junk. Hold on. What's this? Oh, Oh no, they've extended curfew hours again. 9 p.m. to sunrise? That's ridiculous.
But necessary. Power outages had become a regular occurrence in town. It was dangerous to be wandering around after dark.
It won't be long before we need a permit to go out at all. Hey, you!
Oh, hi there!
What are you doing back there?
Well, I was pruning, but then I discovered this cerulean bugberry bush.
Discovered? These bushes are all over Arthurton.
Actually, this is an incredibly rare bloom.
There's nothing rare about Arthurton.
I beg to differ. Arthurton has many beautiful and exotic plants.
Really? Like what?
Mushrooms with eyes that glow in the dark, berries that emit a bioluminescent mist, and flowers with nectar as sticky as superglue.
Where? I've never seen any of those things.
Well, believe me, they do exist. I've had the pleasure of seeing them up close. That's one of the privileges of working for Dean Stroudsbury in his greenhouse. Anyway, I should get back to work. I want everything to be perfect for the Dean's retirement celebration.
Как он люто обрабатывает кусты. У него талант. Возможно, это он убийцей будет. В данной истории. А иначе я не знаю, как это еще назвать. Режет так, как будто кромсает кого-то. На маленькие осколки. На маленькие лоскуты. Не, ну конечно, визуальный стиль они подобрали шикарный.
Signs and decorations adorned the entire campus.
A party to celebrate the Dean's impending retirement.
Отставка декана.
Left. Left. I said left, damn it. What part of left are you having trouble with?
My left or your left?
My left. Obviously, I mean my left. Why would I mean your left?
So you want me to move it the other way?
Yes. Nothing would make me happier. If you're not careful, we're gonna have bronze brains all over the floor.
They seem busy. I should probably lead them to it. Hello, Mr. Stroudsbury. How are you today?
Обожаемый декан университета Гумбольда. Приемный дядюшка всех горожан. Смеется, как Санта-Клаус.
He's also Mom's boss.
But more than that, he was her loyal friend.
What do you think, Jenny?
The Dean had dedicated his life to Gumboldt, and the townspeople had spared no expense in their tribute to him.
Quite a striking resemblance, Mr. Stroudsbury.
It's a scary thing, Jenny. Retirement.
Great excuse for a party, though. What will you do when you're no longer the Dean?
I've been trying not to think about it.
This place won't be the same without you.
Things change, Jenny. Time marches on, and we must do our best to adapt. It's going to be difficult, but I'm sure we will get through it.
What do you mean, we?
Do you think they made my belly too big?
It's probably just the perspective, Mr. Strasberry.
You are a clever one, Jenny LeClue. Speaking of
Мы
which,
поможем нашей матушке
have
добиться
you been
уровня
practicing
декана.
your detective skills?
Have I? Of course, always.
Well then, I have a challenge for you. I bet you can't guess what I ate for breakfast.
At last, a real challenge for Jenny. A fiendishly difficult puzzle that would take all her wits to solve.
Well, okay. Anything for you, Mr. Strasberry.
Oh, how wonderful.
But first, I need to ask you a few questions.
Ну шо, вскроем деда.
It can't be dandruff. He has no hair. I have a hunch it's powdered sugar.
Прям так подошла и укусил за
The
эту
dean
курицу.
didn't button his shirt properly. It looks like a bloodstain, but the seeds indicate otherwise. Looks like he accidentally put a spoon in his pocket instead of his pen. It's got a coffee stain on it.
The Dean was a big fan of the Gumboldt Moonbeams. And not just because his son was a prominent figure on the team.
Well, a bench warmer anyway.
О,
His watch is slow. That's unlike the Dean. He's usually very punctual. Your watch is 45 minutes slow.
Is it? Oh my. That explains why there was no cheesecake left in the cafeteria. My head's not screwed on today. Thank goodness you noticed, or I'd be late for my meeting with your mother.
Oh, really? She didn't mention anything to me.
Oh, well, of course she wouldn't. It's nothing important.
Why are you meeting then?
It's just, she's helping me finalize my plans for,
Your party?
yes, that's it. My retirement party. Thank you.
Are you okay, Mr. Strasberry?
Of course. Now let me just fix my watch before I forget. Now, where were we?
Ipsa scientia potestas est. Looks like Latin. Your ring sure looks old.
It was made for my grandfather. He passed it down to my father, who passed it down to me. And when the time comes, I'll pass it on to my son.
The Strasberry family had been champions of education for generations.
What does the inscription mean?
Knowledge itself is power. The inquisitive spirit is a mighty thing, Jenny. And nothing is as important as the truth.
For the Dean, being covered in plant life was not unusual. His work as a botanist was renowned.
Looks like you're carrying some extra baggage today, Mr. Strasberry.
Well, I do have a lot on my mind.
I was referring to your legs.
Oh, thank you. I have been doing my daily calisthenics.
No, I mean the sticky stuff on your pants.
What? Oh! Hitchhikers. I've been working on a new orchid hybrid in my greenhouse. They're beautiful, but the leaves are quite clingy. I will say, I am looking forward to spending more time in the dirt.
A thick bundle of note cards poked out of the Dean's pocket.
What's he keeping so close to his chest? You've been making a lot of notes, Mr. Stroudsbury.
Oh, I was intending to make a speech on Saturday.
Why have you scratched out so much of it?
Your mother suggested I keep it short, and quite right, too. I must have rewritten it 20 times by now. I just can't seem to find the right words. So, what do you think, Jenny? Can you guess what I had for breakfast?
Sure, Mr. Stroudsbury. I've got everything I need to solve this mystery. What did the
Неплохая
Dean eat for
логика.
breakfast?
А
No,
чё?
that's not it. I'm missing something.
Пудра, опоздал, не было никакого там. Ладно. Хотя опоздал, не продаются чизкейки и ложечка.
That doesn't quite add up. Let me give this some more thought. That's not right. Back to the drawing board.
Что-то с сахарной пудрой и... А,
Jam on his shirt and
Ну и
powdered
джем.
sugar on his tie. The evidence points strongly to the Dean's breakfast consisting of 1, maybe 2 donuts. What else can I tell about the Dean's morning? The Dean had neglected to wind his pocket watch. The act of a distracted man. This resulted in his whole routine being thrown off. Which might explain why he has a spoon in his pocket instead of a pen. You had a donut for breakfast.
Yes?
I'm guessing...
ну, больше походило на клубнику.
strawberry.
How did you know?
That part was easy. You always have donuts for breakfast. But something else caught my attention.
Oh?
I think you have something on your mind, Mr. Stroudsbury. You are usually a picture of precision and punctuality. But today, there's a spoon in your pocket and your shirt button is undone.
My, you really are a LeClue. Your father would be so proud.
Thanks. Well, I should be going. I'm meeting your son by the lake.
And I'm meeting your mother in the library. What a small world this is.
Too small.
A perfectly small world with everything in its right place.
Who would want to change that?
Pardon?
Nothing. See you on Saturday.
Oh, yes. Until we meet again, Jenny LeClue.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
In her short time as a detective, Jenny had learned never to ignore a ringing phone.
Hello?
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
What? CJ, is that you?
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Really? This again? It's me, Jenny. We don't need to do this.
idea who you are, and I know no one by that name. The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Fine.
Червяк или лошадь? Давайте лошадь.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it cook a 5-course meal.
Good. The wind blows strongly from the east.
Бобр,
A
конечно, бобр.
watched pot feels very self-conscious.
Excellent. The evening sky is full of fireflies.
The last donut is the tastiest.
Ah! Jenny, it is you!
Of course it is!
I need to meet with you right away.
Okay. Where do you want to meet?
This place will do.
Си-Джей уже не тот.
Everyone in town knew that CJ was mad, even dangerous.
He's not dangerous. He just doesn't accept things at face value. Sure, he's a bit fixated on extraterrestrials, but at least he's passionate about something.
CJ and Jenny certainly indulged each other's obsessions. But most of all, CJ treated Jenny like a colleague.
And not a little kid. CJ, why did we go through all that if you're right here?
Can't be too careful. Are you sure you weren't followed?
Who would be following me?
Shh. This place is compromised. We don't have long to talk. Now, what did you want to talk to me about?
What? You called me.
Did I? Why?
Talking to CJ was a bit like navigating a maze. You had a rough idea of where you were headed, but you couldn't be sure you'd ever get there.
I'll help you figure it out. I knew he was hiding something. A compass with strange symbols where the cardinal direction should be. Looks broken. Where did you get that compass?
Ah, you spotted it. I knew you would. It belonged to my father. He left it to me to find the truth.
You're not gonna find anything with that. The needle is wandering all over the place. A bit like you.
It's searching
For what?
for them. It's this town, Jenny. It's Arthurton. They're here, among us. And this proves it.
Or it could just be broken.
Could be. I guess we'll never know.
Амогус.
What's that sticking out of your sock?
Ah! That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I intercepted a secret message. Classified intel. It's proof, Jenny. It's happening again. It's time for us to join the fight.
This doesn't look like the kind of pamphlet he usually makes. It's been professionally printed.
Could CJ finally be onto something?
Oh, it's just part of a cereal box.
A cereal box from another space-time continuum?
Nope, just a regular cereal box. It's an ad for a toy.
But why? Why would it just be lying there in the trash?
I'm sorry, CJ. There are still great mysteries out there to solve, but this isn't one of them.
Jenny had uncovered why CJ had contacted her, but something else had caught her eye.
Is it your birthday, CJ?
Birthday? Whose birthday? Kleinsen's birthday. But Kleinsen died on his birthday. Assassination? Possibly. Abduction? Almost certainly.
CJ, the card?
Oh, this. It's for you. Impossible shot. Died instantly. No suspects. No human suspects, anyway.
Зашибись поздравления. С днем рождения и примите мои соболезнования из отца.
Thanks, CJ. That's, thoughtful. I didn't think you'd remember.
I know what it's like to lose something important to you. Now triple shred and incinerate that card as soon as possible! It's got my fingerprints all over it!
So what's the plan now?
Library. Research. Very important. Very hush-hush.
They let you back in?
Not yet. But I've got this hat now.
It wasn't your head that needed covering.
No, for disguise!
I know, CJ. What is it this time? More UFOs? Radio wave mind control? A globally connected communication network used exclusively to view pictures of cats?
Jenny, you sound crazy. I'm just preparing my defense for the hearing.
Is this because you tried to hypnotize Mrs. Brown's prize poodle?
No, that was last week. It's because I peed in the water tower.
CJ, that's gross.
And this is the thanks I get for saving everyone from the mind control chemicals?
Well, I guess I'll see you later then.
But CJ was gone.
CJ, I know you're standing behind the phone booth. I just watched you walk over there.
No, I'm not.
Okay then, bye.
See you
Как я
later.
скрываюсь от проблем.
Hey!
Ah! Damn, that's the third time today.
Oops.
Hi, Jenny. Great job solving that case today. It's really cute the way that you and your mom work together. I wish I was that close with my parents.
Enough chit-chat. Got anything new for me?
Oh, yes. This is the real deal, hot off the press. I haven't had a chance to distribute these yet, so keep them to yourself.
Ada and Jenny belonged to one of the oldest societies in Arthurton. An eclectic band of treasure hunters, collectors, creators, and dealers. Together, they were known as Sticker Club. For generations, Gumboldt students had been hiding and finding stickers all over town. Officially, Jenny was too young to join, but she'd found so many stickers on her own that they'd made her an honorary member.
Let's see. Nice crisp edges, rich colors. Very tacky.
Thanks. I spent all week making these.
If only you spend as much time in your schoolwork, you might not be failing my mom's class.
Jenny thought to herself.
It's to celebrate the dean's retirement. I'm super sad that he's leaving, but
It's a perfect reason to make new stickers.
exactly. Oh, we're going on an epic sticker hunt before the dean's party. You should join us.
Even if Jenny had wanted to join them,
And I don't.
she knew she'd be stuck with her cousin all weekend.
Thanks, but I work alone.
Oh, okay. See you around, Jenny.
Шибанутый городок. Сколько же тут
Lake
стикеров?
Nowhere, 1 mile.
Stop! Perfect. Hold it right there. Okay, let her go. Oh dear.
That was ominous.
Detective for hire. Jenny had saved up the whole summer to place an ad in the local paper, but no one had answered it. Until now. What could this new case be? Her imagination ran wild, picturing the possibilities. And so, after helping her mum at Gumboldt College, she hurried to the pier at Lake Nowhere to rendezvous with her new client and crack another thrilling case.
Ого. А вот этот добротный вылет.
Hey, kid! Watch where you're going!
Hey, screw you! Your wrench nearly cracked my head open!
Oh no! It's not damaged, is it? That's my lucky wrench.
Yeah, lucky it didn't kill me. When's this upgrade gonna be finished anyway?
Look, kid, I just go where they tell me. Every night another power surge. Every morning another part of the grid fry. And I'm out here fixing it. Do I get any thanks? No.
What's causing all the outages?
At the moment, a little red-headed girl. Now throw me my wrench, kid.
Fine.
Ну ладно,
I've got
подадим.
bigger fish to fry.
Thanks, kid.
As Jenny stepped out of the dark forest, she saw warm sunlight reflecting off the cool lake. And next to that, something even cooler. Keith Stroudsbury.
Come on, Keith! Dance like you beat it! Not so much grinding.
Oh, Keith, what are you doing?
Not everyone saw it, but to Jenny, there was something special about Keith.
He's just happy being himself.
Nothing seemed to bother him.
Not even having to dance in a costume for $1 an hour.
But Jenny was not so laid back.
Not when it comes to standing up for a friend.
Especially her only friend.
50 рублей в час. А, нет, сейчас же доллары по сотке.
I think there's been enough dancing for one day, don't you?
Hey, Jenny.
Hello, Susan.
Actually, I prefer Susie.
Busy laughing while others earn a living, Susan? Not everyone's got your dad's money, I guess.
Jenny, hi!
Офигеть, он что,
Tall
жираф,
and
что ли?
handsome, with intense, mysterious eyes. Cool should have been his middle name, instead of Tarquin. But Keith was so cool, he didn't even mind.
Give me 1 minute. I'm just finishing
Sure. Don't let me interrupt your work.
my shift ends.
In 15 minutes, I know. I'm early. I'm meeting a client over at the dock. Paid case. Could be big. Real big.
Couldn't be as big as her head.
Wow, that's really
Impressive? Maybe.
Странно, но
All I care
Сьюзи
about
в
is
этой
keeping this
истории,
town
похоже,
crime-free.
не злодейка.
The only crime here is that haircut.
Back in a minute, Keith. I'll have the usual. Straight up and hot. Nothing fancy.
you got it.
Я просто так кофе не могу взять. Ну и ладно, ну и пожалуйста.
How about now?
Move it to the left a bit.
What's he doing up there?
Not now, kid. We're busy.
Any better?
No, keep going.
Now?
Что ты там хотел сказать мне?
Yes, it's working. Hold it right there.
That's what all the fuss is
Что
about.
тебе нельзя сказать?
Not this guy again.
What is that?
Whatever it is, it's not my music. Maybe it's jazz?
Shh. I'm trying to listen.
You shush. I'm the DJ. I'm in charge.
When's this party getting started, boys?
Oh, just a few more
Нет,
minutes.
без спойлеров, пожалуйста.
How are we supposed to dance to this?
I think we're losing them.
Another station must be interfering with the signal.
But there aren't any other stations in Arthurton. Wait! All these wires must be acting as a giant antenna.
Jenny listened closely to the mysterious transmission. It was like no other radio broadcast she'd heard before.
Hold it steady!
Sorry, I'm trying.
That's just getting worse. You might as well come down.
No, wait! I can almost make out what they're saying.
But just like that, the sound faded away.
What did you do?
That's no use. Come on. We gotta get this equipment back to the AV department by 6.
Jenny was so lost in contemplation, she'd almost forgotten the case at hand.
My client. I'm supposed to meet her at the dock. Danger. No swimming. Sounds safe. Lake nowhere. Totally safe and pollution-free. How do I get this ladder down?
Aha! Got you this time, you slippery fella. Ah, shucks. Just another boot.
Excuse me, Mr. Humdrum.
Oh my! If it isn't little Jenny LeClue. What a glorious day, don't you think?
As far as Jenny was concerned, small talk was like a second pair of underpants. Uncomfortable and completely unnecessary.
But Mom always says, create a good rapport and they'll reveal everything to you.
So she gave it a shot.
Nice, weather we're having?
Oh, isn't it marvelous? Just look out there, Jenny. She's got that wonderful afternoon glow.
No one knew why the lake glowed at night, and few were brave enough to swim its murky waters. What lay beneath its depths was the stuff of myth and legend.
Somewhere out there lies the giant red herring, or so they say.
But no one's ever caught one. Sounds fishy to me.
Well, if she's out there, I'll catch her. Someday.
Great. Well, now that we have a good rapport, where can I find Mrs. Humdrum?
Well, she's down there on the ridge.
Only one problem. I think the ladder is broken.
Ah, yes. There's a knack to it. First you shake it, then you kick it, and then you push it.
Sounds unnecessarily complicated.
I'll join you down there in a bit. Just have to sort my tackle out.
Потрясти. Пнуть и толкнуть.
Aha! That did the trick. Mrs. Humdrum, I presume?
Oh, hello! You?
I'm the private detective you contacted. Jenny LeClue, at your service. I'm here to solve your case.
Who is it, Dan?
It's Jenny, dear, the LeClue girl. She doesn't see so well without her glasses.
Oh, hello, Jenny. I'm afraid I don't see so well without my glasses.
Nothing wrong with her hearing, though.
What did she say?
I said there's nothing wrong with your hearing, dear.
Oh, no, thank you. I've already eaten.
I believe you have a case for me?
We do. We do.
Great. So what's the trouble? Haunted by the ghost of a former lover? Worried you're being poisoned by a mad uncle? Something so dark and gruesome I can't even begin to imagine the horror?
Well, I've lost my reading glasses.
Oh.
And there it was. A real case. A confounding mystery to challenge Jenny's brilliant mind.
I thought this was finally going to be a good one.
What do you think, Jenny? Can you help?
Sure, Mr.
Да,
Humdrum.
поможем. Чуть
I'm gonna need to ask you a few questions.
Jenny recognized the distinctive indentations left behind by a pair of spectacles.
She must have been wearing them recently.
Носила совсем недавно,
You
может
still
на
have marks
голове
from your
остались.
glasses on the bridge of your nose. You probably lost them within the last day or two.
Oh, I never would have thought of that.
When do you last remember wearing them?
I'm really not sure. Dan?
You had him at your Tuesday book club.
Oh, yes. We're reading 50 Shady Graves.
50 оттенков серого. Черного, я не знаю. Весьма необычный способ что-либо почитать.
Looks freshly blow-dried. A professional job. Your hair looks lovely today, Mrs. Humdrum. Is that a new style?
Thank you. I had it done yesterday. Dan didn't notice. They call it the Queen's Coif.
Well, it's certainly big.
And expensive.
But I'm worth it, Dan.
Who could put a price on that beautiful head of hair?
You're not so bad yourself, hot stuff.
Gross.
You really are very
Заигрывают
good.
между собой, флиртуют.
How long have you been solving mysteries? But
I'll ask the questions, thank you. I expect you're finding it difficult to paint without your glasses.
oh no, I never wear them when I paint. I like to feel the canvas, to interpret the colors.
She's an incredible painter. You should have her paint you.
Thanks, but I don't mix
На
business with
картине
pleasure.
стикер.
What's next? Fingerprints? Oh, polygraph test? It's like you're reading my mind.
Jenny had often snuck through the hole in the fence at Grubman's to watch the races. She could understand why the dogs ran so hard. They were chasing the promise of food. What the adults were chasing was less relatable.
I notice you're a gambler, Mrs. Humdrum. You've been to the Greyhound races.
That was yesterday.
We always go to Grubman's on Wednesday.
Interesting.
Have you figured it out yet? The suspense is killing me.
Do you often carry a pair of binoculars?
She doesn't go anywhere without them.
I presume you don't wear your glasses when you use the binoculars.
No, I can't get my eyes close enough to the eye cups.
I see. Did you take your binoculars with you to the races?
Of course. Those critters are so tiny, I can't keep up without my binoculars.
Interesting.
I feel like you know more about me than I do.
Мне кажется, дело в парике.
That's a large hole. She must have caught it on something. Did you have trouble climbing down the ladder, Mrs. Humdrum?
Why, yes, I did. How on earth did you know?
There's a tear in your pants pocket.
Well, what do you know? I didn't realize these pants even had pockets. You are so thorough. Any more questions?
I think I have everything I need to wrap this one up. Where are Gail's glasses? Gail was at the races last night. She had to remove her glasses to use the binoculars. Gail also had her hair cut recently. It's fluffy and big and could easily hide a small object.
Solving a complex mystery like the case of the missing glasses was tough work. But now came the most satisfying part, delivering the dramatic denouement.
It could have happened to anyone. Why fate picked this poor woman, we may never know.
Who's she talking to, Dan?
Shh, she's working.
Our victim. A simple-minded but well-meaning lady with mild myopia and a keen sense of fashion.
Oh, I think that's me, Dan.
A fruitless day at the racetrack. An act of instinct lost in the heat of the moment. One hand reaching for a pair of binoculars. The other moving a pair of reading glasses aside.
That's what happened.
Picture the glamorous yet impractical coiffure, tall enough to conceal a small object.
It's almost like I'm there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I posit that these missing glasses are not missing at all. They are, in fact, hiding in the victim's elaborate web of hair.
Oh, so they are.
Вот это очки, нанотехнологии по-любому.
Incredible! What a talent!
They're always in the last place you look, aren't they?
A master detective in the making.
What would we have done without you?
Gail, don't forget to pay the girl.
Oh, of course, silly me. You must be rewarded generously for all your hard work.
Так, и сколько это? 10 баксов? Четвертак.
Now don't spend it all in one place.
Thanks. I'll do my best. Are you ready, Keith?
Wow, what an amazing detective.
Glasses on her head. Who could have guessed? Oh, you heard.
Whatever would we do without Master Investigator Jenny LeClue?
I thought it was pretty cool, Jenny.
And a whole nickel! You must be so excited.
Даже не 4,
Yeah,
так, 5
that's more than her
центов.
mom makes in a month.
Come on, guys. Let's all just... Hey, Jenny, my grandma called. She wants her sweater back.
Oh, how wonderful it was to joke around with friends.
I've had enough of this. Skirt ironed but unevenly. The work of a distracted housewife. Brand new, hideously overpriced shoes. Overcompensating father. Your dad's sleeping with Deborah's mom again, isn't he?
What? No! How do you... Shut up, Jenny! You don't know anything!
Wow, Jenny, that was cruel.
Who even says something like that?
Aw, don't cry, Veronica.
She's just a weirdo nobody!
Jenny, let who?
And the case of the missing friends!
Yeah, good one, Veronica. Come on, let's get you home. Are you coming, Susie?
Thanks for the
А
coffee,
нечего
Keith.
нас тут задирать.
And the extra sugar.
Of course. It's...
Nothing special at all, and the same thing he does for everyone. Oh, okay. See you around, Keith. Well, that went well. Shall we?
Yeah. I've got no customers now anyway.
Nothing exciting ever happens here. I'm so tired of these simple cases.
Думаю, у нее пригорело. А
How am I
птичку-то за
supposed to
что?
become a real detective if there are no real crimes to solve?
You help that old lady? Darn.
Thanks, Keith. But it was stupid, and everyone knew it, including your girlfriend.
She's not my...
And you really mustn't let them treat you like that. You should stick up for yourself.
They don't mean anything.
Sometimes you just gotta speak up and say how you feel.
Well,
You can't just let people walk all over you, Keith.
Okay.
Ладно, безрассудство.
It doesn't matter anyway. Nothing's gonna change. Not in this ghost town.
It's not so bad.
Don't you ever wonder what it would be like to live somewhere else?
Oh, not really.
Who am I kidding? There is nowhere else. Not for miles.
Oh, shucks.
I see practice is going well. Is your dad still pressuring you to play?
Well,
Come on, Keith. You hate basketball. And tough love, but you're the worst player on the team.
not the word.
Well, on the bench anyway. Why don't you just tell him you don't want to play anymore?
It's a Strasberry tradition.
That's my point, Keith. This whole town is dead, stuck in the past. Everyone is just doing what they're told without questioning why. Where's the ambition, the sense of adventure?
Are we still talking about basketball? How's your mom?
She seems distracted. Normally, she's so focused on her job. I mean, it's understandable. It's been almost a year since... And now she's planning to go away for the weekend, and she still won't tell me why.
Yeah?
She was definitely acting weird earlier.
Maybe she's lonely?
You know what? You're right.
I am?
She shouldn't be alone right now. Actually, your dad told me they were meeting in the library. We're going to need supplies. 2 of Mr. Bean's finest, please. To go, of course. Here is my payment in full.
That's a nickel.
Put the rest on my tab? Thanks for the pep talk, Keith. You always know what to say to make me feel better.
Кофе за 5 центов.
I stole. You want it?
Он
You
спортсмен,
take
пусть
You need to
попробует.
practice.
Here goes nothing. Three-pointer!
Nice one, Keith. Maybe your luck's finally changing.
Вот тебе и тихий городок.
Keith was an excellent listener. Or maybe he just didn't speak much. Either way, Jenny really enjoyed their little talks. He was the only person who really seemed to understand her. Jenny biked briskly towards the library back on campus to surprise her mother. Nothing exciting ever happens here, she grumbled, unaware of the great adventure that lay in store just around the corner.
Почему все портреты как один?
Gerald Strasberry. Cornelius Strasberry. It's a wall of Strasberries.
The Strasberry lineage stretched back to the very founding of the university. There had been a Dean Strasberry at Gumboldt for over 150 years.
There won't be for much longer. The dean's retiring, and the only Strasberry left is Keith. And he's not exactly the academic type. No one on duty. A book thief's paradise. There's a note on the desk.
Заметка. Этому человеку воспрещен вход в библиотеку из-за прошлых инцидентов. Он может носить шляпу или фальшивые усы. Будьте бдительны. Кто-то постоянно оставляет тележки для книг в читальном зале. Не забывайте возвращать тележки на стойку регистрации. И не вставайте на них. Для этого есть лестницы. Декан Страсбери.
That was weird. Hello? Mom? Mr. Strasberry? Anybody?
Jenny's words echoed through the library.
Something's not right here.
A mystery was unfolding.
Whatever it is, I'll get to the bottom of it.
Les Strasberry, Gumboldt's 21st and jolliest dean, smiled down at Jenny.
Looking a bit wonky today, Mr. Strasberry.
A pair of wires ran down the wall and disappeared behind the painting.
It's too high to reach. What are you hiding back there? The chandeliers that adorn this library are made from rare Arthurtonian quartz, kindly donated by the Glatz Foundation.
The Glatz family was one of the oldest in town. They were the first to mine the valuable quartz deposits beneath Arthurton, and as such, they became incomparably wealthy.
And they sure like to let everyone know it. Laddertron 5000. The pinnacle of remote ladder and bookcase technology. Kindly donated by the Glatz Foundation. Whoa! Dangerous!
The newly installed ladder system was prone to malfunction.
Should have kept the old wooden ladders. They never tried to electrocute me. I need to find a way to turn the power off.
Jenny gazed at the technological marvel of Laddertron 5000.
Seems pointless. It's not hard to move a ladder. Sometimes it feels like some unknown force is just trying to slow me down.
А это уже уровень Мстителей.
Jenny was notorious for climbing book carts.
It's the only way to reach the highest shelves. In fact, this could be useful.
But something else had caught her eye.
This table's a complete mess. Who would leave it like this? Illegible scribbles, intricate diagrams of giant machines, a worn copy of Aliens in Arthurton.
Jenny knew only one person could have been sitting here.
CJ. It's odd, though. He usually hides everything when he's finished. What's this?
A tattered piece of paper with a series of seemingly unrelated notes.
UFOs, shadow men, experiments on corpses.
It seemed that CJ was unraveling a mystery of his own.
Wait, there's something on the other side. Wow, a color map of Arthurton.
Jenny had never seen a town map with this level of detail before.
Can't believe CJ left this behind. That's so unlike him. He'd be terrified if anyone else found it. I'll keep it safe until I see him again.
Я доберусь до вас, декан.
No secrets between friends, Mr. Strasberry.
Jenny stood on her tiptoes and delicately removed the priceless painting from the wall.
Oops.
Вот это филигранность.
Aha! Precisely what I was hoping to find.
It was?
Let's see. Lights, bookcases, ladders. I'll cut the power and continue my investigation.
But Jenny knew better than to play with electricity, so she left it alone.
guess I'll find another way. Wait, what am I thinking? It's a simple switch. Perfectly safe.
But Jenny was strong in her convictions and seldom changed her mind once she'd made the correct decision.
Там я видел лестницы.
Actually, not fine.
The eerie silence unnerved our tiny hero. But even worse was the dark. Jenny had always been terrified of the dark.
Just breathe. A great detective never succumbs to fear. Looks like that did the trick.
Jenny stopped in her tracks. The sign clearly read, "Wet floor, caution." Her path was blocked.
You're kidding me, right?
Trampling muddy feet over a perfectly clean floor? She was a maverick, not a monster.
Rare books. Our most precious collections reside in this temperature-controlled room. Kindly donated by the Glatz Foundation. Yeah.
Фонд Glatz. Понятно все с вами.
The fallen remains of a bookcase blocked Jenny's path.
It looks like a bomb went off in here. It's too precarious to climb over.
А, я туда уже не попаду.
There's something on that shelf, but I can't reach it. It's locked. No problem, I'll just pick it.
Jenny was skilled with a lockpick, having watched her mother demonstrate the process countless times. But that was just for fun at home. This was the real world. You couldn't just go around picking other people's locks. That was a crime.
A great detective knows when to bend the rules. And the paperclip she has in her pocket. Mom always says, lockpicking is a subtle art. Move slowly and search for the sweet spot. Bingo!
It must have been a rush of blood that caused Jenny to act so irrationally. Regardless, she had picked the lock and felt strangely exhilarated. What treasures lay behind the door?
Oh, it's empty. Still, that bookcard could be useful. Something's blocking the ladder. There's something stuck in the track. Ipsa, scientia, potestas, est. It's the Dean's ring! No wonder the ladders were malfunctioning. The ring must have caused a short circuit. I'll keep hold of this and return it to the Dean when I see him next. Whoa!
Не понял.
An empty library, a fallen bookcase, and now a broken balcony?
This mystery has all the hallmarks of foul play. They say words can't hurt you. In this case, I'd be inclined to disagree. Solid iron and oak, torn apart like a piece of bread. It would have taken some serious force to do this. Something bad happened here. This is feeling more and more like a crime scene.
And then Jenny saw it. Covered in a ripped curtain and surrounded by broken glass.
Оказались не в том месте, не в то
It is a
время.
crime scene.
А она и рада. Ненормальная.
You never forget the first time you see a dead body. It harrows the mind, terrifies the soul, scars you to your very core.
A dead body? No way. This is amazing!
Who lay under that curtain? Who
Кто-нибудь,
had
подскажите
breathed
номер
their
дурки.
last breath? Who had
У нас тут
shuffled off
сбежавший
this mortal
пациент.
coil to meet their maker?
It could be anyone. I mean, it could be an escaped lunatic from the asylum. Or an axe-wielding maniac on the run from the cops. It could be...
It could be.
Mom? Oh no. Please, no.
No, you never forget the first time you see a dead body. Jenny knew it was wrong to disturb the crime scene.
But I have to know who's under here.
Slowly, she drew back the heavy cloth.
Please don't be my mom. Please don't be my mom. Dean Stroudsbury? Thank God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Poor Mr. Stroudsbury. What happened to you?
Was this a terrible accident? Or worse?
Murder!
Her stomach churned. Seeing the
Так,
Dean's
вижу по крайней
lifeless
мере
face,
два
his
стикера.
contorted frame, Jenny felt the urge to run, to get as far away from this horrific sight as possible.
I just...
Jenny had longed for an adventure, for a real case to solve.
I didn't expect it to be like this.
Так, время, журнал
She gathered herself, took a deep breath,
и
and began to
странные
search for
отметины
clues.
на шее.
It's a book about predicting the future. I suppose it didn't belong to Mr. Stroudsbury then. It's smashed, most likely from the fall. The hand stopped at 3:57 p.m. That gives me a potential time of death.
If Jenny had arrived just a few minutes earlier,
I might have been able to save him.
the Dean's planner lay open on today's date.
Perhaps I can retrace his steps and create a timeline of events. Looks like he completed all his chores for the day. I already knew the Dean was meeting Mom here. So where is she now? Meet JL. Could that be Mom? Where's Widow's Drop? I've never heard of it. Looks like he canceled his meetings on Friday and rearranged lunch with Keith. Oh, poor Keith.
Jenny didn't know how she would break the news to him.
But I should be the one to tell him. Gossip spreads like wildfire in Arthurton. He sure was working hard on that speech. I'm sad he won't get to deliver it. A book about chance. What are the odds this was an accident? The Hawk and the Weasel and Other Bedtime Stories. It could be important. Then again, it could have just joined the Dean for the ride. He looks like he's been dead for weeks. His skin is pale and colorless, and there's a strange mark on his neck. There are bits of glass and metal debris everywhere. He has burn marks on his hand.
По идее, все здесь. В смысле?
The Dean's hand was clamped shut around a small object.
That's strange. Rigor mortis usually takes hours to set in. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, Mr. Stroudsbury, but this could be a vital clue. Mom's ID card? But that means...
Julie LeClue had definitely been here.
she could be the last person to have seen him alive.
She could be the killer.
Impossible. My mother's a forensic expert. She'd never leave such incriminating evidence behind.
But even the smartest criminals made mistakes. Jenny couldn't deny this looked bad for her mum.
If anyone else sees this, they'll jump to conclusions. They'll think my mom's a murderer. Unless...
A peculiar thought crossed Jenny's mind.
Unless... there's nothing to find.
Removing evidence from a crime scene was highly unethical.
So is planting evidence to frame an innocent person.
She had no proof of that.
I have to do something. My mom would kill me if she thought I tampered with evidence. Besides, she's innocent. The truth will come out. I think that's all the evidence I'm going to find here.
She took one last look at the Dean's lifeless body.
I'm sorry, Mr. Strasberry. I promise I'll get to the bottom of this.
Jenny knew she should leave and call the police. But how often did a case like this come along?
Never. There's more to this than meets the eye.
Дело о мертвом
Some of this
дикане.
evidence must be connected.
So she
Во
opened
что
her
она
journal to
вляпалась?
join the dots.
Так,
What was the apparent cause of death? Nope, that's not what I meant. Let me try that again. It looks like the dean was thrown from the balcony when he reached down to pick up his ring, which was stuck in the electrified ladder track. He grabbed the curtain, but it didn't slow him down. He landed on a bed of metal and glass debris.
тогда что это за синие отметины на шее?
What is unusual about the dean's death? Dean has a strange mark on his neck. All the skin around his face is gray and gaunt. I've never seen anything like it before. He's holding my mom's ID card, which makes her the prime suspect. But why would she, or anyone, want to kill Dean Strasberry?
Jenny suspected foul play, but what was the motive? Had she missed something?
The watch! The dean's watch stopped at 3:57 p.m. When I came into the library, the clock tower rang 4 times. The library only has one exit, and I haven't seen anyone but the dean since I got here.
Which meant if the dean was murdered,
The killer must still be here. He's getting away.
А вот это уже на паркур похоже.
Jenny could hear police sirens in the distance.
Someone must have tipped them off. I'll catch the murderer and keep him busy until the cops arrive.
Chasing after murderers was hardly the job of a little girl.
Hey, you! Stop!
Despite surviving her fall without so much as a broken bone, Jenny couldn't help but feel she had failed. As the sirens grew louder, she knew it would only be a matter of time before the sheriff arrived, and then she'd have to explain why she hadn't called for help. But the worst feeling of all was that she had let the killer escape. As she drifted slowly into unconsciousness, Jenny heard a familiar voice, concerned, gentle, soothing.
Jenny? Oh, Jenny, what have you done?
Mom?
Freeze! You're under arrest.
What have I done? I killed him. This is all wrong. Murder in Arthurton? This is not an appropriate story for Jenny LeClue. Poor Dean Strasberry. What was I thinking? I've gone too far. Perhaps I should take a break. Come on, Rufus. Let's go for a walk. Clear our heads and work off some of this jam.
Why were you there?
I told you I was looking for Mom.
Why?
We were going to grade papers. When do I get to see her?
Did you disturb the crime scene?
He could have been injured. I was just trying to help. I want to speak to my mom.
А это уже схоже с атакой титанов. Может, надо было все же забрать улику с места преступления? Да не, в любом случае, главный подозреваемый будет она.
Keith! Please, look at me. Keith, wait!
Вот это у нее приход.
What a horrible nightmare. Dean Stroudsbury was dead. My mom was in jail. Keith told me he never wanted to see me again. And worst of all, I was surrounded by an evil army of giant teddy bears.
Что ж, предлагаю на этом завершить сегодняшний стрим. Чтобы у нас были, скажем так, заделы на будущее. Вернее, как бы выразиться. Дженни просто попала в передрягу. Нет, не просто попала в передрягу. Это полная жопа. Оказаться на месте преступления, оставить кучу своих отпечатков, подозревать свою же мать. В общем, надеюсь, вам было интересно наблюдать за этим визуальным стилем, за ниточкой повествования. Желаю всем доброй ночи и не попадаться в подобные ситуации. Что ж, еще увидимся.